the sci-fi political action drama thriller called Paradise is back. It's on Hulu, season 2. Welcome to Grab the Remote. Your host Jared here from the Grab Some Popcorn podcast, here to do a TV series review for you. And today we're talking about Paradise season 2, episode 1. Hopefully you're all caught up on the show. If you aren't, be sure to go check out season 1, as we will not be doing a season recap. We're getting straight into episode 1 of season 2. Now, season 2 opens up in a way I did not expect, all right? Xavier is not the focus of the episode. It's basically an origin story for a brand new character that they've introduced called Annie Clay. But I will say that this episode had me very emotional. It had me, it was intimacy, it was a lot of loneliness, it was bleak, but it was human, and it was survival focused instead of political, and that set a huge tone for the episode. Now, getting into Annie Clay, we see her early in her childhood. She seems like a very smart, mature young lady. Looks like she has to take care of her mom who's sick. It doesn't seem like there's a father in the picture. So it looks like it's just her and her mom. And eventually her mom dies. And, Annie she becomes an orphan. She's in the foster care system. But she eventually grows up to become a doctor. Great career. And it's very apparent that the trauma that she got from the death of her mother is a very huge part of her life, and it's affecting her work. So we see how it's affecting her. She eventually leaves the job as a doctor and becomes she starts working at Graceland, like some Elvis memorial property, where she's doing tours and giving people knowledge on Elvis. And then we get to the big part of the episode, which is the event that happens that changes the entire world. So she eventually, while this is going on, she gets a bunch of resources and shacks up with a security guard. I believe her name was Gladys, and her and Gladys are in this bunker after the event. They've got a bunch of food, they've got a weapon, and they're just down there, spending time together. On the way down, Gladys got hurt. So thankfully, the main character, her name Annie. Thankfully, Annie is a doctor and has, medical knowledge and is able to tend to Gladys's wounds. But it isn't long before, she succumbs to her wounds, and Annie is down there basically by herself. She's down there 600 plus days. So you can imagine how hard it is to stay mentally sane and just physically fit and healthy. And, she somehow manages to do all of this. And that's a lot of the episode. It's just showing how she had to deal with this. And eventually some people come. This is after 600 plus days. Now, obviously she's scared. She's in there alone. She doesn't know what's going on. These people come in, they break in, and they find her in the home. But these people aren't as bad as you may think they are. And honestly, the whole episode, I was waiting for them to turn on her. But they don't do that. They're nice to her. They cook some food, and she eventually starts to get comfortable around them. She's spending time with them, laughing, joking with them, learning their names. They're telling her about how they're going around and shutting down these power plants so that they don't explode. And they just honestly seem like good, honest people. Now, while this is going on, they are talking about some plan to go to a bunker to kill someone. It's not clear why they're going to do that, or if they did say why, I might have missed it. But they do have some other plans that involve killing someone, so hopefully they get back to that. But Annie does take a liking to one of the members of the group, like the main guy, and they talk more, and then they go on a little date, like a pseudo date, because obviously they don't go anywhere. But eventually, like, they try to get intimate, but because no one has probably done this in years since the event, it is a little bit awkward at first. But eventually they do get intimate and, they get close. But the guy has to continue with his group and go along with the plan. So he tells her that he's going to come back. He leaves with them to go execute their mission. And then you see she's pregnant. So now she's pregnant and alone, and time is going by. And eventually she hears a plane crash, and she gets on her horse and she goes out to the plane crash. And we finally see Xavier Collins, and that's his first introduction to the show. So that was pretty much the episode. I mean, overall, I thought it was great. It showed a lot of how the world was affected after the D-Day event, because we don't really get a lot of that in the first season. So we see how people were, scavenging, and obviously there was a lot of conflict with there being no real structure set up in the world or real rules. People are free to do whatever they want. So I thought they did a great job of portraying that and just showing the psyche and the toll of how it affected humans, mainly Annie, but we see how it affected a lot of people. And it was nice to see Sterling K at the end. They're definitely going to obviously progress his story. He's on the look for his wife and kids. So overall, great first episode. I really enjoyed it. Hopefully y'all did too. Let me know what y'all thought of this episode in the comments. Let me know what you thought of the review. We will be doing a review series on this, so expect, weekly drops as the episodes come out. I know they dropped the first 3, so I'm going to try to get episode 2 up quickly, but thanks for listening, y'all. Be sure to like, subscribe, and comment. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you on the next one.